Hey, what's up everyone? Ida here with The Literal Life. Thank you so much for tuning back in on this new episode. I'm going to be showing you guys our homeschool classroom space. We live in a townhome, 4 bedrooms. We're a family of 6, and so every square footage in our house is used for a purpose. As you can see where I do my videos, here in our master bedroom, I have our reselling business in here. I mean, this is kind of my little makeshift office, YouTube video setup. Hopefully I'll change the scenery with the videos. We will see. But as far as homeschooling classroom, we've decided that we're going to use the twins as our main classroom. Decided that I'm not going to use any of the main areas like our dining room or living room. You know, we'll utilize those for other activities, but we'll keep those as, you know, our family gatherings. Pretty excited because obviously, like I've shared, this is our first year in homeschooling, and probably like many of you, I've gone all over the internet seeking inspiration with how homeschooling parents are setting up their classrooms. Definitely didn't go in with the mindset of being overwhelmed. I'm really an optimist, so I love seeing what other parents have started and where they've evolved, and I'm sure that's how our classrooms are going to be. We're probably going to be moving furniture around, seeing what works, but for us, it's all about, you know, keeping it simple, keeping it functional, and just utilizing, you know, what we have today and see where we grow from there. But I definitely want to, you know, at least share what we are doing so that if you are one who also has, you know, really small, tight spaces and you're trying to figure out, you know, what are you going to do? How are you able to set up a small space for your classrooms and it not feel congested? I mean, there's so many different ways. And of course, we're not always going to be in the bedrooms. So I feel like, you know, this is just our best way to set something up as practical as possible. So if you're interested in seeing what we do, so please stay tuned. All right, so in being transparent, I'm going to show you guys the before. Now be mindful, they're 6-year-old twins. They're living their best life during the summer, so I'm going to let them do their thing. But once homeschooling starts, they are going to be expected to clean up after themselves, as they should be. And as their first 4s in the morning, they need to be making their beds. So I'm going to show you this small space that I'm working with. I'm excited to, you know, show you guys how I utilize the space so that I make it a fun learning and living space for the twins, so they're not so like overwhelmed that their room has been taken over by homeschool. Definitely not what I want to do, but I'm excited for them to see their space and see what they think. So I just got finished building 2 of these 8-cube organizers. You can get them at Target. They're $40 each. You can get it in this color or in white. I decided just to keep the same color of the furniture that's already in the room. Aside from that and its use, oh, and FYI, I don't have an IKEA. We're really limited here in Alaska, so Target it is. But when building this, I didn't have a screwdriver. I ended up having to hammer all the screws in, and by far the strongest particle board I have ever come across. Not a single crack in any of the screws I hammered in, and both are quite sturdy, so highly recommend. All right, so what you guys have been waiting for, I hope. I'm going to start in this part of the bedroom. As you can see, the beds are made. But I switched out the curtain rod. I'm keeping the blackout curtains for a reason. It's a little past 10 o'clock at night Alaska time. We're known as the land of the midnight sun for a reason because it is broad daylight. That's how our summers are. You definitely got to get used to it. If you live here, we're pretty used to it. But as far as this area, this cubicle right here, I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out. But here is the main learning area. I'm going to take you section by section on what all I put together. Now, these motivational posters were so cute. Got 2 for $1 at Michael's. And then I have this floating shelf where I'm going to be putting the books that I'm going to be reading aloud to the twins every morning. So at least they'll be able to see what stories they'll be expecting to read. Highly recommended if you don't have one already. Definitely make sure you get yourself a whiteboard. Those magnetic numbers, I also got the alphabet, but they were like $3 at Target. And then to the right of the board, I have my own teacher's tray. So my plans are I'm going to fill it up with my supplies, folders, construction paper, maybe some other organizers and our planners that'll be put in there. But this is our little learning spot there. The table is foldable, so are the chairs, so that I have designated areas where they'll be put away, and that opens up that space right there for play. As far as supplies, a lot of this was gifted to us. I also purchased since March when we knew we were going to be transitioning into homeschooling. So we'll be using these for their iPads and when they do some online learning. Now over here is kind of where I'm going to be organizing their folders. I'll probably be doing like daily worksheets to be put in there. But of course, every morning we're going to be doing our Pledge of Allegiance. Can't forget that. And here is how I've set up the cubicles so far. So while I'm dealing with the older two, the twins are going to come here and they're going to grab their books from the shelves there. So they'll do their own silent reading and then wait for me so that I can start read alouds. But I haven't quite organized everything in here. I'll probably be putting a lot of their games, puzzles, probably more arts and crafts, not quite sure, but again, as the school year goes, things are likely to change. But yeah, hopefully, I'll be able to fill these bins up with more books, which I have laying probably all over the house. So other than that, let's see where I take you. I'm doing this voiceover, so don't mind me if I'm lagging. The responsibilities chart. So I got this at a garage sale. I thought it was so cool, but it's responsibilities and goals, has part of their first 4, but there's also star magnets that they can put under the day just to, kind of give them that responsibility on, what they finished and what they accomplished. And then, of course, once a week, I will put a new Bible verse on here, easy for them to learn and remember. I hope you guys enjoyed the tour. All right, well, I hope that tour was helpful. Again, it looked probably a little bit more simple or maybe a little bit over the top than I thought. It did take me a while to kind of set everything up, and it may change. I may find that something's just not functional for us once we get into the groove of things, which is how curriculum is going to go, which is probably how our days are going to go. And so the space will change. We won't always be in the homeroom. So again, I felt like it would be okay for us to do it in their bedroom. We'll be only spending, a few hours there together, and then, we'll go to different areas either around the house or outdoors. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Any questions, let me know, and hopefully you are able to make your homeroom setting again as functional and as practical for you and your family. Take care, guys.